And we're on.
This is so weird, man. I've never done something like this with headphones on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more interesting because when you're talking, like, you can hear yourself talk, so you know, like, how to get close to the mic.
You can really manipulate the mic here.
Yeah, so
it's messing with me, though, because, like, I'm hearing, like, the sounds of my throat just being like a human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange. What's up, Tyler? How you doing?
Good. Dante, how are you?
Fantastic. This is really, really exciting. I've been wanting to do this for a little while now.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for coming on. So, how do you say your last name?
Okay.
Before I fuck it up.
Yeah, this is this is my number one question, everybody.
Yeah.
It's Gelormino.
Gelormino.
Gelormino. No hard G's. No hard G's. Gelormino.
Gelormino.
And for the record, nobody in the history of my life has ever gotten it right.
No.
Try to say it at the end of this podcast.
Gelormino?
Yeah, well, you just heard it, so it doesn't count now.
Okay. But am I saying it right?
Yes. Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Gelormino. No fancy, no nothing.
Okay.
No nothing. I was actually, my middle name, I was mad at my mom about this. My middle name was supposed to be Giovanni because my dad was eccentric like that.
Yeah, it's a boss name.
Yeah, Dante Giovanni Gelormino, and I was stoked. And my mom was like, No. I want him to have a traditional Scottish name like John. So,
John.
So now I'm just Dante John Gelormino.
Like John?
Like John,
Okay.
yeah, like John.
John.
John. Just say it like that though, because I'm spiteful.
All right, what'd you bring me today? What's this?
So this is Screwball whiskey,
Yes.
right? It's I actually know nothing about it.
Okay.
I'm kind of like a stickler when it comes to whiskeys. I don't really drink too much, but when I do, I want it to taste good. And some peanut butter whiskey doesn't really sound like the most appetizing thing, but I swear we have made some stuff at the bar with this. Like you can really, really go at it.
Yeah, I know there's like a peanut butter and jelly one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what the thing is though? You can't be like super light with it. Like you can't. I was trying to be all like high class and like just a touch of strawberry. It doesn't work. I had to put like daiquiri mix in there and some cream and shake the hell out of it.
It smells bomb.
Yeah, tastes pretty good too.
All right, cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Didn't hear the clink because the cups are plastic.
Plastic.
Oh yeah, you could hear that though.
Smooth.
Super smooth.
Whoa. Damn, that's good.
Right? It's addicting, honestly.
All right. So I know you're from San Fran originally, yes?
Contra Costa County, technically. It's like Central California area.
Okay.
Yeah. Only spent a little bit of time in the city, but mostly like Concord, Pleasant Hill, if you're familiar with the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, down there. Like really, really, really big wrestling county.
Yeah.
Massive wrestling county.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you wrestled
in
your youth?
Yeah, wrestled in my youth. Kind of took a break in like pre-high school, and then high school was kind of the big hurrah. I actually came up here trying to wrestle, but unlucky for me, not only did they not bring the team back, that was the year they had cut all of the wrestling programs for all of the CSU systems.
Wow.
Entirely.
What year was that? Do you know?
That was 2010 or 2000. I don't know if they cut it in 10 going into 11 or if they were cut for both years.
Yeah.
But I was coming up here expecting to wrestle, so.
Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate when I came up here and there was no wrestling team for the HSU. I was like, man, that would be awesome.
Yeah, but the cool thing was there were so many people that had come up here to wrestle anyway. So I met one of my best friends, Tori Polisi, up here, who came out just to do that exactly. And you meet wrestlers and you want to wrestle, you're gonna find a way to wrestle.
Yeah, they'll find each other.
Yeah, we'll all find each other. Yeah.
There's no app like for wrestlers. You want to wrestle?
There is. It's called Grindr.
And so Concord, Pleasant Hill, graduated high school, and you wanted to wrestle in college. Came up here, the system got dropped.
Yeah. So it wasn't really my first choice. I don't know if this is just super common for like everybody in that kind of age. It's kind of changed now, but I wasn't really under a lot of pressure, even though it was like a big thing for everyone to go to college in my high school. Like that was. My area was very rich, so people were just like, you don't go to college, you're a failure, But I really wanted to go into the Army or the military in some capacity. I didn't really know what. I just kind of wanted to do that. But the diabetes, they're not going to take me. So
Fuck. Yeah. When did you get diagnosed with diabetes?
So I got it super late. I got it when I was 18 years old. I think maybe it was a year before. Maybe it was like 17. It was the week before state, my junior year of high school. And I remember I was trying to wrestle 130s, I believe. And so I started my weight cut. I was like, you usually walked like 133, 134. I didn't cut that much in high school. Mm-hmm. And I just plummeted. And then by the end of the week, I was like 120.
Whoa.
And I just could not put weight on myself at all. And actually, it's a funny story. I went in to get diagnosed, and I went in, and the lady who was doing my blood work was like, I think she was like probably like first generation Chinese, or she didn't really, her English was very, very
broken,
very broken, very shallow. And she was just kind of like, okay, yeah, blood here. Okay, good. Okay, bye. Okay, see ya. And I'm waiting in the waiting room, like, just looking at my hands, like, my God, like.
Were they swollen and shit?
No, just like looking at my, like a dramatic reading.
Oh.
like what's gonna happen in my life.
Right.
And then I just hear from the little testing lab, bingo, you got it. Yeah, so that's how I figured it out.
Bingo, you have diabetes.
Bingo, you have diabetes. Yeah, I was so lucky.
Wow.
She announced it for me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to go again? Yeah.
I don't know, man. The stuff is strong.
Yeah. Was it 40%? Or 40 proof?
It's big, strong man whiskey. It's 70, 100, 1,000%. It's 35%. It's really nothing. I'm a baby. I'm a baby. Yeah.
Damn. So, pretty much a huge roadblock in your life now.
No, actually, not at all.
Well, I mean, it prevented you from sports, yeah.
No, it prevented me from the Army.
Yeah.
Right. It didn't prevent me from sports. I think diabetes is probably, it's called diabetes, not crybetes. It's probably the most handleable of those. Your trifecta of common terrible diseases that people talk about nowadays.
Right. Yeah. At least you're not allergic to peanuts.
Yeah. Oh, then we wouldn't be drinking this shit. Yeah.
You'd be fucked.
That would really suck. What are you gonna do then? Can't drink the super manly 10,000% whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
But no, honestly, man, I was surprised at how little it actually affects you if you take care of it. My buddy Rob Heinig, I don't know if you remember Rob Heinig.
Name sounds familiar.
He fought for us at Lost Boys for a long time. He's one of my main training partners, one of my best friends. He actually got diagnosed just about 2 months ago. Latest onset type 1 I've ever heard of in my life. Wow. It was like he's 27 years old.
Yeah. These are like crazy natural phenomenons.
Yeah, just I don't know. And this kind of stuff, like, I've never heard of this kind of thing happening before. Like, when I got diagnosed, my doctor told me that I was the latest type 1 onset he'd ever seen. And anything I saw online, everyone was talking about how it was later, like that's so late. Oh, I'm 16. Oh, that's so late. That's, I got it when I was 3, and that's what I was hearing. And it just kind of feels like now, like, I mean, Robert got it at 27. Chuck McGee, who taught me how to bartend, worked with him at the bar, he got it when he was like 35 or 36. So I don't know if times are just a changing.
Wow. Yeah.
Or
something in the air.
Something in the air. Don't breathe. Just don't breathe. Don't get diabetes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he got it really, really late, and he was kind of hitting me up a lot, asking questions about it. It's funny because doctors don't really know. It's a very specific disease that has very specific procedures, and type 1 and type 2 barely have anything to do with each other than the symptoms. So most of the time when people just say diabetes because it's something with your pancreas, and the doctor will look at it and be like, oh, okay, you got it, and you got it this late, so it's got to be type 2. Even if, I've known Robert for, 10 years now, and he's always been shredded, so there's no way, but you can't blame the doctors for that. They don't know. I mean, it's just something that happens,
Yeah, the amount of knowledge that people expect doctors to know is astounding.
It's crazy
compared to like what they actually know.
Yeah.
Like they spent 8 years like studying medicine and like whatever their specialty is outside of that, it's a crapshoot. You know?
Anything. It could be anything.
Yeah.
You know, and they have that understanding of medicine and like procedures and stuff. But at the end of the day, I mean, what are they doing? They're bullshit detecting. That's what they're doing. You know, they're like, you give them a little bit of information. You think you know what's going on. They look it up. They go through all the sites and all the Karens that are posting about how, you know, how almonds gave their kid autism or something. And then they detect, you know, with the knowledge that they have, okay, what could this possibly be? I mean, you can't just ask a doctor on the street, like, so how's brain cancer different from skin cancer? You know, they'll be able to look it up and give you the information that's true. But you can't expect them to know that off the top of their head.
Right. And they'll know the definitions of some words and be able to like clue it together a little bit better than the average person.
Yeah, hopefully.
But for the most part, yeah, there's just so much out there. And so you fought while being diabetic, yeah?
Right. Yeah, I had all my fights when I was diabetic. Didn't really affect me too much. The interesting thing about exercise and diabetes is so exercise generally, or prolonged exercise generally, brings your blood sugar down, so it'll make you drop aggressively. But exercise that releases adrenaline, you know, combat sports, try not to get punched in the head, you know, that kind of stuff, people yelling at you, that brings it up. Adrenaline brings your blood sugar up. So I would go in for my first couple of fights, training camps, always needing to take insulin, bringing my blood sugar down, because, you know, I'm scared and people are punching me in the head.
Right, so you're spiking.
Yeah, so I'm spiking. And then as I got more comfortable, I kind of went through a radical change. Like, we had this guy, Uriah Malmone, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, who's now ended up going up to TriStar and helping out GSP and Faraz, which is pretty cool. But he was our kind of like our main MMA conditioning guy for a while. And as soon as he came on, I started having these drastic drops, because his specialty was getting me in the shape that I needed to be in, not necessarily training me on how to fight effectively. So the physical dynamic changed. But honestly, like, those were probably the biggest issues I had, and they're correctable pretty quickly. The cutting weight wasn't even that bad either. You just have to be very, very particular about what you're doing to your body. And I was really into nutrition at the time, so it was quite a bit easier than I feel like it might be for someone who doesn't study nutrition. I was blessed in that way.
Right.
But yeah, honestly, man, like, I was surprised at how little it affected everything in the sports aspect, you know?
Yeah. So you were able to just stick it through, make sure that you were on top of your game, that you studied, that you knew what the hell you were doing, and you had like, what, 8 fights, right?
Well, we'll stick with the sanctioned ones.
Yeah,
depending on who's listening.
Yeah.
We'll go 4 or 5 sanctioned, depending on if you count one of them.
Yeah, and the high school brawls.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but yeah. That's plenty of fights. My loss was to shout out to my boy Caspel.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he got me.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, fighting for Bellator now. So good
yeah.
on him.
Yeah, he's solid. Hopefully, I can get him on here too.
Oh, he'll come on.
Yeah.
I guarantee you he'll come on.
Yeah, I want him, Brian. You know, the whole MMA community. That'd be cool.
It's so much bigger now. Like, there was nothing out here when I first came out here. It was crazy. Like, there were so many people.
What year did you land in Humboldt?
2010. I think I was right after high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right after that summer vacation, I guess.
So like 18, 19?
Yeah, 19. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah.
18, 19.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've been around a minute. Yeah, it's definitely grown. I know when I first got here only 3 years ago, it was completely different then too, compared to what it is now. Like, the shows are just magnificent.
Massive. And they're getting better every time, you know?
Yeah. Let's talk about that. How'd you get into the announcing side?
So, I was, my first love was wrestling.
Yeah.
I would say my first love. But my side piece
right.
was musical theater.
Yeah.
And it was hard to put them together. I never thought it was possible, just because it's just two totally different. You know, like you go.
Unless there was a play about wrestlers that were like fell in love with each other after they wrestled each other.
Working Boys, the musical. But always working. But no, it's fun because, like, you know, you go hang out with your wrestler friends, and they talk about your theater, and they're like, "What are you, gay?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, whatever." And then like you go to the theater people talk about wrestling, they're like, "What are you, gay?" So,
like, no.
yeah, it was. But I always loved musical theater. The issue is
you should make a play called Cauliflower.
Called Cauliflower.
Yeah.
There you go. Everyone's gonna get it messed up though.
Yeah,
People who don't know, they're gonna be like, "Is it sunflower?" Is that...
Everyone's getting in singlets and we're doing a dance number.
Yeah, full on dance number in singlets. Right, I'm in front. Egos. But so I had found a way to kind of translate my love for the combat sports and the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling out here with with fighting and being a part of Lost Boys in its heyday. And, but I hadn't really found that outlet for theater outside of just doing musicals,
right.
Like singing and dancing and doing that kind of stuff. And so I'd always kind of kept them separate. And musicals took up so much time. I remember there was a time I was teaching for Lost Boys not too long ago that I had to take like a 6-month break from teaching entirely because I was doing Pippin in Eureka,
right.
not making any money off it, but it didn't matter. It was just fun,
Fun, yeah.
And then when this opportunity came up, I guess one of the announcers who was super, super good, super great guy, really, really nice announcer, very, very good at his job. Something came up and he wasn't able to be in this area anymore or do it. And so Brian knew that I had done theater. Brian Wilson from Hard Fought knew that I had done theater and knew that I would be able to like hustle a crowd and do something like that. But basically just called me in to like audition and was just like, "We just know you sound like a little blonde girl, so we kind of want to see what your voice sounds like." So he had me just stand there with a piece of paper and basically just announce like John Cena. Like John Cena's coming to the ring.
Right.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, you did pretty good."
Cena!
To do it. And the gig just stuck. And at first it was just kind of like a fun thing, a way to help out Brian. And then it kind of grew into my favorite thing in the world, kind of, Don't tell my wife that.
Yeah.
Just kidding. But yeah, it was just...
because you do like a one-man show, you have like the freedom to express yourself and entertain the crowd, but as well as do a job of announcing the next fighters.
It's theater. It's bridging the gap.
Yeah.
It's theater for combat sports. And if you treat it as anything less than that, you're not going to do a good job.
You're just going to be a guy standing there with a mic.
Yeah, exactly. Now, with that said, I don't really have a lot of aspirations in doing it outside of the hard-fought productions, the production side. Because
not the next Bruce Buffer? I
don't think so. Because at the end of the day, once you get to that level, it's less about, there are more things at play. I don't need to entertain the crowd at that point. I can be hype and I can do a good job jumping around and reading the names off, and whatever. But at the end of the day, what they're looking for at that level is people with that voice.
That golden voice. I don't have that. Bruce Buffer has that. If you watch people, I call them chocolate chip headed people because they have like the hair, it kind of goes in a little angle. Yeah. You get one of those and they've got the good voice. You don't need me. But it's opened a lot of doors. I'm going to be hosting I hosted a bunch of the tattoo expos at Blue Lake for the past couple of years, and then I'm hosting this one at Bear River. So yeah, that's in like a couple weeks, isn't it? Or is that next month?
2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, 13th through 15th at Bear River Casino Resort.
Yeah. How much is it to get in that thing?
So I actually have to look it up. Yeah. But so I don't think that the tickets are very expensive for the actual expo. But there are tickets for Bone Thugs and Harmony. It's actually happening. Wake up! It's the first of the month. And there's also like an oldies car show that's going to be going on. And I'm not like super into cars and stuff, but if I was going to be into them, I'd be into oldies. Yeah. So it's pretty cool that something like that is happening at the same time as the expo. I feel like you've already got that crowd at your casino. Why not just do all that?
Where's they going to park all those cars at? Is it going to be at like an outside thing in the parking lot? Like
you're talking like there's usually parking at
yeah, I was like, what?
No, they're probably going to do it right. So there's those two parking lots that are right outside the event center for Bear River. Yeah. I'm assuming it's going to be the one that's directly next to the yeah. But yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to miss it. You're just going to be like, wow, everyone here has style, or there's a old car show going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to be doing that. It's going to be fun. don't really have anything else in the works.
Yeah. So you started announcing the second Hard Fought Productions fight?
No. So I used to fight for Hard Fought Productions.
Right.
I used to fight back when we were doing it Showdown at the Sapphire at Blue Lake, which was a really fun show, super fun show. And I fought three.
So
of
how
my
many
fights.
how many cards were there before Bear River Fighting Championship 1? Because we're at 10 now, right?
We're at 10 now.
So how many fights did he produce before the 1? Because that was before my time.
Let me think. So I was part of the first 3 or 4 of them. And then there were 2 when I was doing Pippin, or there was one right before I was doing Pippin, and then there was one during Pippin. So 5 or 6.
Okay.
It was quite a few shows.
Yeah.
And then moved to Bear River, and I was the first announcer for them at Bear River.
Yeah.
So
you've done all of them.
I've done all. I've done all 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then plus the fight night in the Tishnan ballroom.
Yeah, that small one.
Yeah, little bitty one, which worked out somehow. I mean, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but I mean, I think we killed it. There was some good fights.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's all depends on the fighters that you put on the card, really.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
There's a lot out here right now. Jeez, there's a lot of good ones. Okay, honest question. Orion, Lewis, Kosi. You think they're ever going to fight out here again?
Orion and Lewis. Well, Lewis for sure, because he lives up here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Orion, I mean, hasn't Brian found all of his fights for him?
No, not all of them.
I mean, even the ones out in Wisconsin, that was because of the guy that went to our gym, right? Whatever his name was. He said it on his podcast.
That is true, actually.
Yeah, so it's like
okay.
he moved down to Sacramento for management, but all of his fights that he's 5-0, all 5 of them did not come out of Sacramento. So
that's true. That's really. Wait, what about his first guy, the guy that he beat by elbow?
That was up here, wasn't it?
No. It was televised. Remember?
Yeah, that was the Wisconsin one. He went out there and fought twice, I think.
Got it. Okay. Oh, okay. Getting my timeline mixed up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So he's never fought in Sac, never fought in the Bay, except for this last one that Brian got for him. Mm-hmm. So pretty much, I don't know. He's yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know. I didn't really like pry into his business too much, trying to like, scratch at some things that are kind of what he has in the works. But in my opinion, like he just needs to, I don't know, get a better manager. I don't know.
Dude, well, the thing is though, like it's gotta be so hard finding a fight for Orion and Lewis, because it's like, now it's gonna be easier because they're undefeated and they have some fights under their belt. But when they were,
they're gonna be fighting studs.
Yeah, they're gonna be fighting studs, but that's who they should be fighting, right?
They're studs. Right. Yeah.
But like, think about it. Like you're a pro fighter, right? And you're good enough to fight Orion and Lewis and like do a good job, maybe win.
Mm-hmm.
But they're 0-0.
Right.
What do you have to gain by that fight? If you win, it's like you beat a debut pro fighter. If you lose, it's like you just lost to essentially like you better hope they become a prospect.
Yeah.
So it must have been really hard back then to find them.
That is true. Yeah, he had a bunch of fighters pull out like consistently all the time. Like pretty much every card that he's ever been on, they had to pull out and fill it in again.
Right. Yeah. Multiple times.
Right.
Multiple times. I'm pretty sure the guy who fought the animal, I'm blanking on his name right now. Starts with an R, but he's a really cool guy. Mick something last name. His nickname is the Animal, MMA guy.
Okay.
He's a huge veteran. He's had like 60 fights. And he stepped in to fight Orion. This guy's a warrior. He stepped in to fight Orion like a couple of days before the event. And
talking about this last one?
This is the one that just happened.
Yeah. Okay.
And this guy also 2 weeks ago or a week ago, whenever they were fighting in the Bay, he fought Lewis. And then a couple weeks before that, he fought for us at Wind River.
Yeah.
So I mean, these guys are out there.
Yeah.
These experienced guys that are willing to take these fights, like they're out there.
Right. Yeah. He was more of a stepping stone for Lewis and Orion, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
you've had people pull out of fights with you.
Yeah. I mean, not nearly as frequently, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you had that one guy who pulled out the day of your fight.
Yeah, fucking Anthony Green, piece of shit.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's been asking to get on cards. I don't even want to give him the limelight, but
It ain't worth it.
yeah, not worth it.
Well, you know what's sad too, because when I heard it was him, for some reason I was thinking Bobby.
Right.
You know, Bobby Green.
Yeah, yeah.
And like Bobby Green, you know, MMA fighter. We all love him. He's such a nice guy, and he's a great announcer.
I'm gonna have him up here too. He already asked.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, he's like, you want my golden voice? I was like, hey, all right, I do.
His ladies. You know? But yeah, when I thought you were talking about him, and I was like, no, like, no, I can't hate Bobby. He's too nice.
No, yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I think he's too big. I don't even know if he makes 45 anymore.
Bobby?
Yeah.
Bobby will make 45.
Yeah, it was a rough cut for him because
Yeah,
he
shit,
fought
man, it's 45.
Adam at 70, and he looked pretty good at 70.
Who did he fight at 70?
Adam, out from Willow Creek, had purple shorts.
Oh shit! Yeah, they
Remember
did fight,
that?
didn't they?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a grappling match, but yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
He fought Felipe too, but he fought him at 45.
That was 55.
That was 55?
Yeah, Felipe doesn't make 45.
That's true.
Yeah.
Felipe's a big boy now.
Yeah, definitely not now. Yeah, he's
Yeah. It's like someone built like a giant Felipe mech suit, and then he just like opened the chest and climbed in it. Just got to put his
I'm
arms
big
in.
now.
He's a big boy. Yeah.
But no, I think it'll be easier to find the Koski brothers fights now just because their record's more impressive. I mean, obviously the level of guys that they're going to get, hopefully, are going to be worthy. But man, I think they're both of them UFC quality.
Absolutely.
100%.
There's no. I mean, they're gonna kill everybody in every division out here. You know, that's one thing I really always respected about the way that Brian Wilson runs Hard Fought is I feel like a lot of shows out here that have come on in the past have died because people have kind of used them as like this is my MMA show, and one day I'm gonna rival Bellator and the UFC, and everyone's gonna love this show, and it's gonna be amazing. And Brian, I think he's a little bit more modest, and he's more objective for the fighters. It's like it's a home show, and obviously, you know, Brian and I run Lost Boys together, and so obviously we have a lot of people that we want to do well. But Brian will never give someone an easy fight because he doesn't want Bear River Fighting Championship to be your be-all, end-all place. Like, he wants people to fight on this show and then end up in the UFC and end up in Bellator. So he'll never give you a gimme a fight. He will never set you up in a situation where you look good for the fans.
Unless it's out of his control.
Yeah,
because those mixed matches, it's like either he doesn't know about the guy, you're right? It's just some random dude that's like, yeah, I'll fight. There's no background on him, maybe very little footage. So it's not, you know, it's not on him if a guy just goes in there and creams a guy because of there was like not a balance.
He never wants that to happen.
Yeah, he never wants
Ever.
that. Yeah.
You know? And that's really cool. And you know, we've met through this organization, like, you know, who's our number one competitive rival? Lost Boys. Who is it?
Well, I mean, IOC.
No, I mean for fighting, for like people who challenge Dragon House.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All the guys in Dragon House always fight.
Yeah.
Dragon House is great, right? Dragon House has our number in a lot of these shows.
Yeah,
a whole lot of them, right?
They got the numbers.
Right. But Brian won't take the people who do well from Dragon House and, like, you know, shove them off to the side and put the newer guys with the people that he wants to succeed. He's like, he wants to put the best people with the best people at all times.
Yeah, it's like us and Dragon House are always competing for the belts.
Always competing for the belts.
Yeah.
Always, you know? Kind of have like a good relationship with them for that.
Yeah,
know?
that's
Love those
true.
guys. Shout out to Dragon House.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, Andrew's going to defend his belt again. Was this last guy Dragon House?
Yeah. And that was so clean. You know, so Andrew is one of my favorite guys because he's hardworking. He's extremely hardworking. He makes no excuses. And he always walks into the ring with that, like, glorious underdog aura. You know, like, he walks in, like, you know, takes his glasses off, says, you know, waves to everybody. He's, like, really nice, and he gets up there. And sometimes he'll get beasted for a little bit. But he'll be bloody face, fists all messed up, and he will never stop coming at you. That's why I call him relentless, you know? And this was the first time I saw him fight where he walked into the cage looking like a goddamn champion, and he knew it from the moment he was in there. I mean, his opponent looked stronger than him, bigger than him, more athletic than him, but you looked into each of their eyes and you knew who the champion was. That's the first time I saw him do that. I think he deserves everything that's coming to him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he works hard. And that, I mean, he was healthy too. He still had like a little bit of flab on his stomach, which, most people are like, oh, he's not in shape. It's like, well, no, he's actually hydrated and he's feeling good right now.
Andrew's never felt stronger than he does right now.
Yeah.
And he's fighting in the same weight class.
Yeah.
So,
So whatever he's doing it good.
Yeah, whatever that means.
And then his opponent, I know, missed weight. He was having a rough weight cut.
That makes sense. And Andrew just let him fight, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he eventually made weight, but he missed weight, I think, initially.
Okay.
Yeah, just like mine, he was overweight, but he just started cutting a little too late. Just give him another hour and
1-2, you're solid.
Yeah. So the guy was having a rough weight cut, and maybe that's not his weight class. Maybe he was pushing it. I don't know, because it was just a straight. I mean, it was a beautiful left hook, right? It was a boom, boom.
It was like
boom.
an overhand left. It was like like an upside down shovel. Just right on the
just clink right on the jaw.
Yeah, clink. What was it? It was and it was cool too because it was a lead left hook. So it wasn't jab hook. It was like right straight to the body.
Yeah, it was a
overhand left.
It was a 3, a 1-2-3 caught him.
Ba ba ba.
Yeah, it was clean.
It's nasty. That's nasty. And he was super smart with his finish too, because like the guy he was fighting was obviously very athletic, and if Andrew gave him half a second to rest, he would have rested, and that would have been
kept going.
He was in the kind of shape and had the kind of skill set that he probably had the ability to win the round, even after something like that, But instead of jumping on this dude's back and like turning it into a grappling match, he just shut him down with that hand-knee control over the waist, hit him in the face. The dude stood up. Andrew did not pull a Matt Hughes. He didn't pick him up over his head, wasted energy. Just sucked him back nice and light. Just kept peppering him.
Make sure he stayed on top.
Yep.
Kept
just
peppering
gave him no inches for 30 seconds. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Such a clean win.
Yeah, that was good.
I
was getting amped up. I was just like, yes.
You were getting amped up. Bro, I can't tell you, like, obviously, I'm biased, right, as to who I want to win. But with that said, like, I try my best not to show it when I'm in there. Yeah, that was fucking out the window. When Andrew was fighting, when Austin was fighting, it's like, what are you gonna do, man?
Oh man,
like,
that Austin fight.
Yeah, that was fine though. The thing is, how he lost, it was extremely correctable, and he'll never make that mistake again. And he handled it extremely well.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, half the people in that crowd are there for Austin.
Right.
So if he didn't get on the mic after that and tell everybody that it's okay and that this is part of the game and you know what he did? He didn't ask the crowd to respect his opponent. He said, I respect my opponent, so you guys should.
Right.
And then they did.
Yeah.
Follow
the lead.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he'll be back in it too.
Oh God, yeah. I hope he doesn't cut that much anymore though.
You don't think 70's right for him?
It's not that I don't think it's right for him. I just think he was fine the weight class above it, and I think this cut put him in a different. I think he felt like he needed to fight differently because he felt differently.
Yeah.
And maybe he did.
Yeah. He looked amazing.
Yeah. I've never seen him shredded like that.
Yeah.
His abs are like loaves of bread.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on a keg right now, so seeing that, I'm like, there's no way you can be lighter than me, bro, and have abs. That makes me upset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his opponent was definitely leery of his hands. He did not want to exchange hands at all. It was little peppers here and there, but mostly just to stay safe, just to try and grapple. And then as soon as he grappled, he had that slight wrestling advantage. Enough to really pin him.
Light.
Yeah, we'll say slight.
And the thing that happened. I'm sorry, Austin. I'm not blowing you up on this podcast. I promise. But what I saw.
The Red Samurai.
The Red Samurai.
For the record.
So he ducked a right hook that set his opponent spinning, right? And the dude, he was smart, and he kind of went down to turtle to stop Austin from just haymakering the shit out of him, right? And Austin jumped on his back, as he should, right? But he jumped with a seatbelt grip. He jumped one over the shoulder, and I mean, you know this,
And it
Tyler,
just went whoop.
and went right over the shoulder.
Yep.
Do you see whenever I'm teaching class, do you see what I mean when I'm saying get those 2 underhooks before you get the hooks in? Your feet, because if you get those 2 underhooks, if they roll you over, they go with you.
Right.
You get that overhook, they just, I mean, he literally just fell over.
But I think
One mistake.
Yeah, I think the intention is when you do go over the shoulder, it's because you want to slip in that rear naked, like right there, because you think it's going to be available, but it's not, because he's tucked down with his head down, so you're going over instead of getting it.
You're diving over a rock.
Yeah.
You're just diving over a rock, and that's exactly the risk, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And there are people, like, when you see Marcelo Garcia, like one of the best grapplers in the world, when you see him do stuff like that, he doesn't do 2 underhooks. He goes seatbelt, but he'll almost like go up and slide back on the back. So he like catches himself with that overhook. He doesn't try to pull you over with it, you know? And that's a really smart way to do it. But most people don't. And so it's just safer. Just get your hooks.
Yeah,
just
double under.
Put your feet in, and then just start working. You know, just start working.
Yeah. Because even if you don't get the hooks in and he like sits out for some reason, you're still wrapped around his torso.
If he stands up, pick him up and slam his ass.
Yeah.
Khabib him.
Yeah.
You know?
Gets on the side, boom. Yeah, you're right there.
You're Khabib, he's the grizzly bear, which is scary.
Yeah.
But
I think it's just, it's time in the cage, especially, just experience in the cage, because it's not, there's no translation for any other training that you're going to do except for when you get in there and the guy really does not want to lose. Like in the gym, you might run into some guys that don't want to lose, and it gets a little bit rough and you guys go at it. But ultimately, you're not there to not fuck each other up, right?
Right.
Whereas in the cage, the guy definitely doesn't want to lose, and he's going to do everything he can to make sure that he doesn't. And that kind of mindset makes to where your learning process is completely different, because now you cannot make that mistake.
It doesn't matter. You hear this all the time, and it's partially true, where people will say, there's nothing that your opponent can do to you that I can't do to you, or that so-and-so can do to you, right?
Yeah.
Give you that confidence, like,
right.
Oh, okay, so like, I'm sparring with Orion. I know this guy's not going to hit me harder than Orion.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Orion is going to be able to hit harder than my opponents. But yes, this guy is going to hit me harder than Orion.
Yeah.
Guaranteed he's going to.
And he's trying to.
Because he has less to lose.
Yeah.
And
Orion's, he's going to hit you hard, but he's not trying to murder you.
He knows we get to go again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's not really a lot of things that prepare you for it other than just getting in there. So this was actually kind of one of my biggest strategies when I was fighting, right? And I learned this from theater, actually, is if you have to be being comfortable in a situation like that, an uncomfortable situation, is the most important thing for being able to translate your actual skills into that moment.
Yeah.
So like what would always drive me crazy when I would see fighters come out is like, what's the fighter thing, and they're pumping themselves up and their face gets all twisty and they're walking staring you down, I got you.
Yeah.
It's like something from the WWE.
Yeah, they're letting their emotions kind of get a hold of them.
Yeah, and when I'm thinking about that, I'm like, I guarantee you don't do that in practice.
Yeah.
Like 1,000% you don't.
100%.
But then on top of that, like, okay, let's really look at where we are right now. You're half naked. Your hands have been turned into weapons. You're in a human cockfight pit, a cage. And there are 900 to 9,000, depending on your venue, people watching you, hoping that someone basically dies.
Right.
That's what you're dealing with. And you want to do something in that moment that you're not comfortable doing? That's crazy. It's insane to me. Like I see people, anytime that I've never caught a submission in any of my fights from a bad situation or setting it up cleanly, nothing like that. I always got submissions because people would give up. They would beat themselves and they would just give me the neck or just give me the arm or just give me something, right? And it has nothing to do with them logically accepting their defeat or understanding where they are. It's the fact that they beat themselves because they feel the confidence from me and they don't feel it themselves, And it's not that I'm super confident. It's just I did my best to make myself comfortable in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, there's so much mental game that goes behind it. Like
1000%.
even breathing. Like you would think that's the easiest thing to do. That is the hardest thing to do in the cage. Like, let me attest to that. You know, like 9 fights in, I still don't really know how to breathe properly.
Yeah.
Like it's just one of those things. And then on top of that, you have everything else that you just mentioned that you have to like be concerned about. You can't tell yourself, "Hey, be more confident than your opponent." You just can't tell yourself and then do that. Like you have to do that. You know,
if
like,
you're not breathing correctly, you're not comfortable.
that too. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's all interwoven.
Yeah. So you got to learn how to breathe when you're getting punched in the face. You got to learn how to breathe when you're getting choked out. You got to learn how to breathe when you're just completely dead and can't breathe. You still have to learn how to breathe properly, and they're all slightly different. Sometimes you need to take deep breaths. Sometimes you need to just make sure that you can get your heart rate down because you have like a little moment to pause. You know, it's all real time, 100% while the guy's trying to murder you.
It makes it fun though.
Yeah, it does make it
nothing
fun.
like it. I'll tell you that. There's nothing.
I just saw that. Barnett. Oh,
Josh?
No.
He's the oldest pro fighter in the area.
Yep.
What is his name?
I just read the news article. It's Burnett or Barnett or
Barnett or Bennett or something. He's looking up. He's the oldest.
Chris Bennett something.
That's got to be the name.
Yeah,
That sounds right.
he produced the show down in Napa, one of the camo fights down there. What was it? Bay Area Combat or something?
You're not talking about the one that Dragon House put on.
No, he put it on.
It's another one. It's a separate. It's not the one that Lewis and Orion fought.
No. Yeah. Oh yeah, you didn't go down there for that. We went down there last year. It was I fought, Austin and Andrew fought on that card. That was my first loss. I lost to Jenny Garcia the same day weigh-in thing.
It was camo, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was his. Fucking forgot his name.
Oh, wow.
But anyways,
asshole, man.
Yeah, I know.
Don't show this man some respect.
But yeah, 50 years old, getting in the cage. I was just
winning.
like, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
I'll fight.
And you know what's funny too? You look at pictures of that dude. He's shredded.
Mm-hmm.
Shredded. That's all he does.
Yeah, still working out.
Work hard. You know. I'm pretty sure he was gonna fight in Wind River, and then his opponent pulled out on him, which is great. That's
Yeah, I even think for this one, his opponent pulled out, and they found a last minute replacement. He was like 40 pounds heavier, but he was like a softie.
Yeah.
Interesting though.
Yeah, it's interesting how that worked. Imagine like explaining that to your friends, like, so why'd you pull out the fight, man? Well, I didn't want to fight this guy when he was in his prime age of 50 years old.
Yeah, he was about to collect Social Security.
I didn't want to. I have nothing to gain from this situation.
Let's save myself the embarrassment.
Yeah, honestly. Fuck, this stuff's good. You want me to pour you some more?
Yeah, I do actually. I didn't even set my watch like a fucking idiot, so I don't know how long we've been rolling.
I'm gonna guess 5 minutes.
43 minutes.
We've been going for 43 minutes.
Told you it goes fast, man.
Jeez, I feel like we haven't even started talking yet.
Right?
Jeez, please. Oh man, the place has really changed since I came up here, man. When did you get up here?
2017.
Oh, so wow, it's really been that short?
3 years. Yeah, this is my 3rd year.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my first show that I went to, the hard fought one, was when Uriah Faber was a guest.
Got it.
Yeah, and
that was the first one in the big venue.
Yeah. Ross won the belt, 45 belt, against that purple belt kid. I forget. But it was a good, went the whole 5 rounds.
Ross fought that fight so smart.
Yeah. He got the guy technically and everything. And then, so the next card after that, I told Brian, I was like, hey, I want to fight. And he looked at me, he's like, you want to fight? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, you better come to practice. All right, I'll be there. Little did he know I'd be on every fucking card ever since.
Yep, surprise.
Surprise.
Yeah. Brian. Mm-hmm. He's like the MMA dad of the area, you know? It's like, oh, you want to fight? Not till you finish your breakfast, dog.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Go to school, kid.
Yeah. Yeah, but it didn't occur to me probably like how many guys he comes up to. I'm like, oh, I want to fight, and then like they don't even come. They don't show up.
Yeah, well, you know how many
Sure.
people come to either of us and say they're gonna come to jujitsu or they're gonna come to Lost Boys.
Right.
They just need to get in shape. Or
Yeah.
they just need to sort some stuff out with their sister.
I've heard that a couple times. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get in shape before I go. I'm like, dude, you go to get in shape.
yeah. You don't show up to the gym to like, look at me. I did push-ups at home and now I can bench 4 plates. Wonderful.
Right.
But you know, people, and they had that like that shimmer about them. Like they'll come up like, hey, it's good to see you. And they'll get that face. Hey man, and you know exactly what they're gonna say.
Right.
You know exactly what they're gonna say.
Yeah, come
next
up.
month, dude.
Yeah, I'll
Next
be there.
month, I'm gonna make some money from this thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Like right now, I just can't. I got like 3 jobs.
yeah, I got 3 jobs. I don't have time to be a world champion. You know, I'd rather play video games.
Right.
I can't talk shit. I play video games all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, you're quite the video game aficionado.
I am aficionado.
Aficionado.
Yes. That's my secret love. That's my secret love. I used to play MKX competitively, and I tried to start playing MK.
I don't even know what that is.
Mortal Kombat. You know.
Oh,
you know.
okay.
Yeah. Sonya Blade. Yeah.
Sonya Blade? Oh, I know the
You know
character.
the character?
Mhm.
That was my main.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Mwah, kiss of death. Anyway, so then MK11 came out, and I guess a lot of the pros, like the top 1,000 people, had the game in beta form for a long time, had time to experiment with kind of the systems and the combat. So I tried playing some ranked competitive, like when the tournament started happening, and I was just getting bodied. Just bodied. So I'm like, okay, I'm probably done with this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's too specialized now. If you're a
Man,
pro
you should
player,
have your own Twitch channel or something like that, dude.
God,
You'd be
no.
awesome.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. There's the thing, man. Like, you're good at this stuff. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not good at, like, I don't know how to do any of this
No,
stuff.
this is just the alcohol talking, man.
Is that... You're just going through it.
Yeah.
But, you know, actually, so I learned one of the greatest ways to read a fighter or understand, like, the fight mentality from playing those games. And so you got 3 different kinds of fighters, right? At least in the competitive video game scene, which is the mind, the body, and the heart, right? The mind, that's the person that knows all the frame data for all the moves. They go into practice mode all the time. They know exactly what you're going to try to do because they know what your character's best moves are, right? And they're going to, basically, they're a counter fighter, you know? They know exactly what to do, the right thing, right? They're playing that game. They're playing the technical game. Then you have the heart. That's the meta player. That's the player who's playing the game outside of the game. The person who's going to throw moves that are not 100%. They're not good because they don't want you, as the smart player,
To read them.
Yeah, basically trying to bait you into doing something stupid so that I can get my high power move off, right? The body is the physical player, the player with the fast thumbs, the twitchy. You know, they can hit stuff all the time.
Yeah.
They pick the meta character in the game, and then they just do everything faster than you, and they beat you, right?
Yeah, like the Asians.
Right.
Yeah.
The Asians. Yes. Tokyo, Fast and Furious. But the body, the thing about jiu-jitsu and combat sports is that the body, a good body, always has the potential to beat a good mind or a good heart. Always has the potential. Always, right? So in jiu-jitsu, you know, the belt doesn't save you, right? If you're the champion, that title doesn't save you in a fight. Anybody can knock you out, right? Anybody who's strong enough to knock you out can. So there's no excuse in the combat world to not partially be a body player, to not take care of yourself physically. No, I don't care if you're a black belt in jiu-jitsu. You might be able to you'll most likely beat people that are more physical specimens than you are, even though they're not black belts. But there's always that possibility. Like that guy, Terrence, who came into Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, big, strong dude.
Yeah,
big, strong
the body.
guy. He squeezed my hand when we were wrestling so hard that I tapped out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's a little mean.
Yeah, there's no excuse for not having that if you're fighting, you know? But yeah, there's a lot of like parallels, and I'm just trying to validate the fact that I play video games. That's what I'm doing right now.
No, yeah, hardcore mental game.
Yeah.
Dude,
hardcore.
you can be a millionaire playing video games now, so.
Make more than the NFL, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's insane.
The top 5 highest earners on YouTube right now are video game players.
Right?
PewDiePie,
Fuck on.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Look them up.
Yeah.
Look them up. Put my
If you want to
name
watch
on
video
it.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. I know the WoW Classic just got released, and I played a little WoW in high school, and I was just looking at it. I was like, oh man, kind of want to get an account, but then I'm thinking about it, I'm like, no, I can't just sit there for 4 hours a day, fucking mining shit and like just killing rabbits and stuff. You know, like.
Here's the thing, though.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Just don't do it. Don't do it, but you can.
Yeah.
It'll do it to you. They're all like that, though. They're all on that kind of formula. I mean, I play like Destiny as just kind of like a palate cleanser, and that's what it is, man. You create your character. Every single season they release new gear that makes all the old gear
obsolete,
useless, right?
Yeah, everything's a role-playing game now.
Everything. There's no internal save data. It's all saved to the fucking
and it's all because
cloud.
it's the story. It's the story it's just like WWE. It's like we know it's fake, but it's the story that's the reason why people watch it. You know, so same with the Mortal Kombat thing, right? Like you know the story of all the characters for every game that they come and they change the story, make the story more interesting.
Right. It's a little bit different in the fighting game scene because what ends up happening, fighting games are kind of like a template. Like there's lore, but who gives a shit about Shao Kahn, fucking Outworld?
Dude, some people do.
Some people do.
Some people read the freaking World of Warcraft books.
I'll admit it, but what the really interesting story about fighting games is it's a meta story. It's a story about you and me. It's a story about, say, how Sonic Fox came back from a 4-0 deficit against Tekken Master. That's the story. It's the meta. You know, people talk about the celebrities, the actual real world celebrities.
Right.
But like when you're playing like a single player kind of, well, not single player, but like kind of like internal world lore. When you're in a place where you're going to spend a lot of time in the universe, the lore is extremely important.
Yeah.
That's why Dark Souls is so popular.
Yeah,
because the lore is just.
What was that one? Oblivion or something like that.
Skyrim. Skyrim, Elder Scrolls series.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls. Oblivion was before Skyrim. Then, No, Oblivion, Morrowind. I'm a nerd. Yeah, all the Skyrims.
Yeah. So story.
Story's super
sells,
important,
right?
Or the lore specifically. It's like it doesn't need to tell you a good story. It's just everything has to be consistent in its own universe. Like you can't play a video game if a video game. You go into a place and you see your brother and they died and you're sad and your character is sad, but you just mowed through a room of 100 people to get there, and then your character is sad about your brother, you know, in the room or something like that. That game doesn't have good lore because the actions of your character do not reflect the laws of the universe.
Yeah.
Getting really meta here. But
Yeah, makes sense though.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft is good at that.
Yeah.
It's really good. You know, everything has a place and it makes sense. You know?
True. Oh yeah, peanut butter.
Really suck to be allergic to peanuts right now.
Yeah. Thank God for diabetes. No,
Yeah,
I'm
God,
just
right?
kidding. All right, well, you want to end it there? We can.
Yeah, sure, I'm down.
Yeah, thank you, Dante. I'm not even gonna fucking try.
Yo, you got to. You said you would.
Gelormino.
I win.
Damn it.
Gelormino.
Gel. Yeah, like hair gel.
Gel or me, no.
Gelormino.
It doesn't even matter. It's gone.
Gelormino?
It's gone in a minute.
No.
Yeah, Gelormino. Yeah,
All right, thanks, bud.
Thanks, Tyler. It was excellent. This has been a great time. Hope to come back on this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll do it again.
All right.